can be very healing.
Totally. It's not okay to hurt yourself. How many people, everybody, a lot of people know people that punch walls or cut themselves or things like that. Not okay. Against the rules. Yes?
I think the key point, the key word through your whole talk has been the word unconscious. And so, and bringing awareness.
Yes.
To the anger. And so whether it's, there's a big difference between, hitting a person unconsciously or breaking valuable things, and unconsciously than consciously with awareness getting a box of ceramic dishes and smashing them.
Definitely.
It's the awareness.
So what she's saying is a big key here of what I'm talking about is the notion of awareness. Now, I don't usually use the word that often, but this is mindfulness work. I want to share something with you. We're going to do an exercise. Would you take a balloon and pass it back? The key is awareness and training the brain. Training the brain. And that's what I think is different about the work. God damn it. Training the brain to develop a new habit in response to the signal of anger. So yes, we need understanding. I'm giving you understanding. Constructs that make sense to help you reframe. Remember, we started this out with, if you have anger, you need anger management. Anger management is a court-mandated program. Most of us don't need it, but we can develop self-control. Oh, I didn't get into the emotional intelligence. I have to move rapidly now. I want to give you the fourth tool, which is discharge and release. And we'll work with it after you all get a balloon. When the last balloon is in the back, let me know. Yeah.
I think important awareness to hold in your mind is that anger, it lodges in the body with adrenaline for fight or flight.
Okay. Anger lodges in the body with adrenaline for fight or flight. Okay.
With adrenaline.
Yes.
And it goes to those muscles that most need to run or fight.
Okay, so it goes to fight or flight.
It goes to fight or flight.
The energy of adrenaline goes to fight or flight, and
it takes care of you. To release it, you have to use those same muscles to release or to discharge the adrenaline.
Maybe yes, maybe no. I don't know if I agree with that.
It's not about fighting, though. It's
right.
about using the body.
But what about if you're talking to a friend or making music?
And you walk and you discharge.
I agree with you. I don't like universal statements if I can avoid them. Yeah. Yes, I would say the answer is no. When the impulse has been activated, what you want to do is to stop, breathe, leave. You want to be able to identify the signal, take a breath, and then, thank you, I slipped a gear, leave. Because you want to discharge the emotion in a way that doesn't break the rules. So, leaving is also translated, you're making a face. Leaving, good. I was just going to go there. So working with these kids in high school, you can't walk out of the room. So what leaving means is breaking the trance. Breaking the trance is you're pissed off because the teacher maybe said something to you that was disrespectful. I said, look at tip of the nose, chin, or ears, and take a breath, take an EQ breath right now, and break the trance is one. Knowing that you're going to discharge it later, that's one thing you can do. Another thing you can do is isometrics. So for instance, right now, isometrics is when you're pressing, you can press your two palms together. If you're sitting, you can press against your heels so that you push your back against the chair. You can put your knees together, do some isometric thing that nobody would even know until you feel like you're a little bit tired, and then release the pressure to the count of 10. Go do it. Press two parts of your body together, and then gradually relax to the count of 10. So you can do that when it's not appropriate to leave as a way of honoring, I'm pissed off right now. I've had people in, corporate strategy meetings where it's not appropriate to leave. It's also not appropriate to say anything. But you have to deal with the impulse. So, 2 ways that I deal with that. So again, the breathing, stop, breathe, leave, taking a time out. In couples work, you want to discharge the energy and identify the primary emotion, and then have what I call negotiating the return, which is, you agree, I'll see you back here at 2 o'clock or 5 o'clock or whatever, or in 10 minutes, and we are going to have what we call an eye-to-eye conversation, and you will be taught how to have an eye-to-eye conversation. Easier said than done, in order to learn from the experience when you're working with your partner in relationship. That's the couples work program. The 4 tools again: EQ breathing, stop, breathe, leave, identification of early warning signals, and discharge and release. We got all the balloons back there? Okay. I want to go into, before we go into the discharge exercise, I want to cover, let me just see what I said I was having here. 4 tools, vision statement. 3 stages of the program. I want to define emotional intelligence for you. Again, I will send you the review article on emotional intelligence. For me, emotional intelligence has 4 dimensions to it, and I'll break them down to you. One is self-awareness and the ability to communicate so you feel understood. The second is other awareness and the capacity for sympathy and empathy. The third is understanding. So you have a model. I've given you now a model, the beginnings of a model to understand emotion, to understand your emotional reactivity. Let me tell you, working with these teenagers and having them understand, look, I know you can't help what you feel. There's no judgment in that. You can't help what you feel, but how do you want to handle it? A model to understand emotion. And self-control, which is where the reframing of anger work comes in. Anger work does not automatically mean you need anger management. You don't necessarily need anger management. You need anger management if a judge says, you blew it. I was on a panel last year, a group called California Association of Anger Management Professionals. 4 other people or 5 other people. And they were discussing, well, when do you know it's a 26-week session versus a 52-week session? Because people are court mandated for 26 or 52. And I said, you know what, if you do my program for 6 weeks, I am the only one that gives a money-back guarantee. And when I told that to the National Anger Management Association director, he laughed. I said, why are you laughing? He said, nobody else does that. I know if you do these methods and practice them, it's like if you did 20 pull-ups a day, you develop your biceps. If you do these exercises, your brain will learn. It's objective. So self-control is a component of emotional intelligence. I want to break it down again to you. I'm going to go over the 4 parameters again. Self-awareness and the ability to communicate so that you can be understood. Some people don't even know when they're having an emotion. Don't even know. Stamped out early on. Protector, saboteur. No awareness. Some people will know they're having an emotion, but they don't know what it is. I'm a little bit not myself today. I'm off my game. I'm a little bit something. It's not right. What is it? I don't know. Some people will know they're feeling something, but they don't know what it is. Other people will know what they're feeling and be able to identify it, but they're unwilling or unable to express it. Can't express it, don't know how to express it, afraid to express it. Other people know what they're feeling, and they're able and willing to express it to be understood. So these are 4 levels of what I consider the first dimension of emotional intelligence. It's an intelligence. It's a way of knowing. Carl Jung, you're probably familiar with his 4 ways of knowing. The Myers-Briggs is based on that.